Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. I'm back with another review. This one will be Morbius. If you had new here, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Leave a comment, all that stuff like that. May really appreciate it. I want to start off by saying I thought this movie was pretty interesting. I like the intro. The intro with Morbius in the rainforest, when he cut his hand and stuff like that to attract the bats to get into the Batcave. I thought that was really cool. I know that was in a trailer. I thought the sequence was a really nice sequence. Morbius and Milo. I like their relationship. I didn't really see Milo too many times in the trailer to this. I thought that was a pretty good thing. I'm happy they didn't show him too much in the marketing. So I didn't know what Morbius was going to really be about. I only knew that it was just about, Morbius, and that was it. I didn't know they were going to bring his, have some type of brother type of relationship there. I didn't know they were going to do that. So I'm happy they didn't, put, Milo's character into the marketing of this too much. I'm happy they didn't do that. Their origins are pretty cool. I like that they both basically were just kids who had illnesses and they just wanted to find a cure. I thought that was pretty cool. Really nice, interesting origin story that I don't see very often. I always wonder, was Milo an original character? Was they made his character for the movie? I'm not sure, but he was a pretty interesting character. It's a play off of Morbius. Let's see. They just wanted to cure Milo. When he got into a fight with the kids that bullied him, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the trope that they have in certain movies, where it's like if a kid was picked on or whatever like that, they grow up and become a villain. It kind of reminded me also. I brought up Killmonger before in the Batman review that I did. Check that out. Where I guess it kind of reminded me a little bit of Eric Killmonger from Black Panther and the Riddler from the other Batman movie that just came out a few weeks ago, where a kid has a tough upbringing and then they grow up and become the villain. I thought that was kind of a similar origin story, I guess. Having a kid, had a rough upbringing, so they grew up and become a villain. I had a feeling Morbius would probably use the bats at the end of the movie to stop Milo before he ends up injecting them with the thing. I forgot what it was to stop him, to kill him. I had a feeling he was going to use the bats. I like that, because at least Milo couldn't use the bats, so he used his own method of ending the villain. I thought that was pretty nice setup. There was also another trope that I noticed. They had the thing where they have, both Milo and Morbius are both, vampires. They both have the same powers. So that was a kind of an interesting trope. I thought it was okay. It is interesting though, but I've seen that so many times. But it is an interesting, plot twist to have that trope in there of them having the same powers and fighting each other. And Morbius, see what else? Morbius attacks the man on the ship. Okay, when the scene where Morbius ends up finally developing his powers and he ends up attacking the men on the ship. I thought that sequence was really cool, but the thing that kind of bothered me is that some of the special effects sometimes felt a little bit. I wasn't really interested in them that much. I thought they were decent. I didn't like the whole weird effect that Morbius has when he's running fast. There's like a weird mist behind him. I just didn't. I never really liked it too much. I felt it was kind of distracting. I felt that it would look a lot cooler without it. That weird little effect that he has when he's running, and I wasn't really feeling that. But I did like the ship sequence. That was pretty cool. Let's see. What else? What else? It was pretty obvious that Martine was gonna probably be the love interest of Morbius. I kind of saw that from a mile away. But her becoming a vampire did shock me at the end. I wasn't expecting that to happen with her character, but yeah, I definitely could see her becoming a love interest though. But her becoming a vampire, I didn't see that coming. I think Tyrese's character is the cop. It felt kind of flat to me, as his character didn't really seem to have much personality to him. His partner was more the funny guy, but I don't know. Tyrese's character just felt like they could have did more with him. Um, I I'm not sure if it was his acting really. With both him and Jared Leto's character as Morbius, they both characters felt very kind of flat. They didn't really seem like they had much personality to them. The characters kind of felt a little one dimensional. I don't know if maybe it was just the writing or if it was the acting. If it was the acting, it kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the characters could have been more written, fleshed out better. Morbius didn't seem that interesting to me. I don't know. I didn't really like his character that much. His powers were cool, storyline was cool, but just I don't know. I just wasn't. He didn't feel like he had much personality really. Tyrese's character as the cop, he just felt. I didn't really see him have much dimension to his character really. I thought that maybe the characters could have been developed a little bit more than they were. I don't know, maybe it was the acting, I'm not sure, but this is my opinion. Mm, let me see. When the nurse ends up getting attacked, definitely I could tell that was Milo. That was pretty obvious. It was Milo, the one that attacked the nurse. I wasn't expecting for him to sneak and take the cure, not the cure, but the antidote or whatever that stuff was, and I don't know how he was able to really sneak and take it without Morbius finding out, but he was able to take it, and he ended up attacking the nurse. So it was pretty obvious it was him. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. Let me see. What else should I say? I'm just looking at some notes. When Morbius when he escapes from the cops, when the cops are looking to arrest him, I wonder, was he trying to expose himself with his abilities to the cops? Because that sounded like it was a bad idea. Because I would think that they would want to hunt him down more if they end up knowing that he has powers. I don't know what was the purpose of that. I was also a little bit wondering about when he's on the roof and he first developing his power to fly. Is he controlling the wind to help him fly? I don't know, how does that work out though. I was kind of curious about that. Was he controlling the wind, or I don't know. So I was still trying to figure out how his powers work. I don't know if he's air bending or if he just can fly. I don't know. But let's see. I was wondering also, why does Milo suddenly turn evil once he ends up getting his powers? I thought that once he got his powers, maybe he might want to get revenge on people that may have mistreated him when he was handicapped. I don't know. Maybe he just basically liked the power that he got, where he can do whatever he wants. I was always curious about that. He didn't seem like he definitely had some anger issues. As we can see when he was a kid, but I was wondering. It just felt kind of strange. He suddenly turned evil when he was willing to attack people. I guess maybe it was just the new powers that he had suddenly made him, he's a vampire now, but it just seemed like he just sort of became evil once he began to lose his handicap and he began to be able to have more of the power to do what he wants. I don't know, it just seemed kind of, I didn't know that he was going to suddenly just turn evil, but, the subway fight scene that they had, I thought that was really cool. Reminded me of a video game a lot when they were fighting in the subway and running on the walls. I thought that was pretty much the coolest sequence in the movie, I think. Let's see. Let me see what else. What else? What else? Now, one of the things about some of the special effects, like I said, that I didn't like, sometimes Morbius and Milo, they're when they become vampires, like their faces kind of look like the villain from The Mask. It looks almost a little too cartoonish looking. It doesn't make them look scary. It almost looks somewhat animated, like I don't know. I didn't really like their special effects they used for their faces. I think it looked too, kind of reminded me a lot of the villain from The Mask. I wasn't really interested in that. It just looked a little cheesy to me. Let me see. I wasn't expecting for Milo to turn on their mentor Nicholas. That was kind of a shock. I didn't think that he would do that. I didn't see that coming at all. And then him feeling kind of somewhat jealous of Morbius, I just didn't see that coming because it didn't set up that at all. It's just like suddenly when Milo becomes a vampire, he just, I guess, letting out all his feelings that he had deep down inside. I don't know. He feels that Nicholas was caring more for Morbius and thinking that Morbius was better than him. But I never would have thought that because, they seem to get along when they were children, but then Morbius ends up moving away. So, and I understand him having a handicap and him wanting to desperately get a cure for it, and now he finally has it, and now he can run free. I just didn't think he was going to turn evil though. Milo's turn was really, pretty surprising. Let's see. Morbius preparing. I wasn't. I pretty found it interesting. Morbius was willing to kill himself, just to get rid of these new powers, so he wouldn't take blood to hurt people. That was pretty interesting. Because basically he's all about curing people. He wants to save lives, not take them. That's interesting because he's a doctor, so he wants to save lives, but his power makes him want to take lives. That's an interesting concept they had there. I like that. And of course, Milo is the opposite. He's just all for just taking lives. So that's, an interesting dynamic that they have, villain and hero type of conflict. Let me see. Morbius is forced to turn Martine into a vampire. I think maybe she might have a chance to become a villain later on in the next sequel, possibly. I don't know. I could see that happening. The big battle at the end, it kind of reminded me a lot of the Venom fight scene from the Venom movie. The first one. Sometimes this movie kind of reminded me of Venom a little bit with just the special effects and some of the over the top, graphics and all of this stuff like that. Some of it was kind of hard to see. I'm not gonna lie. The fight scene took place at night. Some of it was a little hard to see because they were just moving so fast. But like I said, I did like how Morbius used the bats to help him stop Milo. I thought that was interesting. And then he stabbed him with whatever that was, the anticoagulant stuff. I like that, but I wish that some of the special effects were a little bit easier to see. It was kind of hard to see what was going on, like the Venom movie. But the ending kind of just came out of nowhere. Just Morbius goes on, and that's it, really. But there's a post-credit scene where we have Vulture. He goes back into, I guess, the Sonyverse, and he ends up meeting Morbius, where he says that they're going to create a team. Now, I'm not sure what's going on here. Are they going to create another Sinister Six? I don't know. I've never seen. What's his name? I've never seen Morbius in the Sinister Six, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But I don't know if they're setting some stuff up to bring Andrew Garfield back as Spider Man. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. I'm not sure. To see a proper Sinister Six movie, I would love to see that, see how it turns out, because I'm not sure what they were doing in No Way Home with that. That was a Sinister Five, not even Sinister Six, so I don't know. But I would say let me give this movie a quick review. Out of 4 stars, I'll give it 2. I feel like the acting could have been a little bit better. Felt I mean, I love Jared Leto. I'm a huge fan of him, but I just felt this character felt kind of empty. I thought Tyrese's acting could have been a lot better, really, to make give his character more personality, more dimension, more some type of development, really. And I the whole thing about Morbius going up against his sort of brother and then him having the same type of power reminded me so much of Black Panther. But I mean, I've seen this dynamic so much where the villain and the hero has the same powers and they collide. It happens a lot though, but overall, like I said, the movie kind of reminded me a little bit of Venom in a way. But yeah, I'll give it 2 out of 4. As the future, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with the superhero villain Morbius. I saw him a few times in the Amazing Spider-Man, not Amazing Spider-Man, but the Spider-Man animated series as a kid, and I'm most likely believe that he's probably going to go up against the new guy that's playing Blade. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to say it, but the new guy playing Blade, I'm assuming that they're going to probably meet someday in the future, and I would like to see how that's going to work out. But yeah, the movie was it was decent. 2 out of 4, I would give it, stars, and I'm curious to see if they're going to make another Sinister Six with this guy. So yeah, some of the special effects was pretty cool. Like I said, my favorite scene was the subway fight scene. I love that. I thought that was pretty cool. Them fighting down in the train area. Thought that was really cool. Reminded me of a video game basically. But yeah, I thought the movie was pretty decent, and yeah, 2 out of 4 stars. And also some news. I know I give some news of what I'm going to do with this channel after almost every video. I'm going to start doing this new thing where when I do reviews of TV shows, I'm going to probably start doing a review of each episode instead of just watching the whole season, binge watching it, and then, you know, making a review of the whole season because those type of reviews are just way too long. So I'm probably going to start doing a review of every episode of a TV show that I'm doing. So expect reviews of Atlanta coming up soon, of the Power TV show, Force. I'm going to do some reviews on that and some movies. I know Sonic 2 is coming out. I'm going to do a review of that one. The Kanye documentary, I got to do that one too. And, you know, but in next future, I'm going to start doing reviews of an episode of every TV show. And like I said, still albums coming up too. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Hold on, let me see if this video is working. All right.